Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another commentary video. This one's topic: how long will Galvatron survive in the Transformers films? So this is a viewer suggested topic. The user who has suggested it was Jose Vidal. His original suggestion might have been, when will Galvatron die in the Transformers films? Will he die? But, I think it basically fits to ask the question of how long will he survive in the films, or, will he die at all? As things may be considerably different for Bayformers. We know it's going to be lasting another 10 years, and many of our conceptions about Transformers 5 and 6 may come into question, considering we'll probably get 7 and 8 as well. Galvatron is a really curious character in regards to this new timeline for the films, because he was one a lot of people had made predictions for when we only thought we were getting 5 and 6 after Age of Extinction. Back then I kind of figured, he would survive Transformers 5 for sure, since they were planning ahead. They wouldn't make the mistake of killing him off again and having to bring him back or something like that, but we probably would see him die in Transformers 6. However, they're no longer setting up for what looks to be a trilogy arc. They're probably already planned this storyline to go all the way throughout Transformers 8, whether it's going to be the same thing or it's going to kind of trend and flow one thing into another, you know what I mean? So I definitely don't think the plans for Galvatron's character will go unaffected. Before we ask how long he'll survive, I think we should probably ask what they might actually do with his character. This is something I discussed in an earlier video, but obviously it's going to be much different now. I think there are two major paths regarding his fate in which they can take. They can either have him killed off really soon, maybe even in Transformers 5, he'll just battle the Autobots and be killed, and, we'll have the other villains to deal with, such as the Creators and possibly Unicron in the future. Or they can take his character in some different story directions. The reason I say this is because I don't think Galvatron can just sit around as another bad guy as he was in Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, and even Age of Extinction to some extent. Especially considering the new writers seem to be interested in taking the films in a more interesting, complex direction. He can't just sit on the sidelines anymore. If they're going to keep him around for the long run, I think they're going to have to do something with his character. Whether they take from the comics and kind of make him team up with the Autobots to work against a greater threat, go into his backstory with lots of flashbacks, have him have some connection to Unicron somehow. Even if they just make his overall plans more complex, I think they just have to do something with him to make him more of an interesting character, because for me, he just hasn't, and that's kind of a shame, because though Megatron does kind of seem like a stereotypical villain, and yeah, I know I've kind of taken this approach to him in the past, some series have done a really nice job with his character, and the movies really haven't shown us that. Now, making him a more complex character may initially seem a little jarring, because he really has no signs of complexity in these films, but I don't think anyone's really going to complain if they make him more interesting. Anyways, if he's in for the long haul, I do think we're going to get more out of his character, and I think it's probable, out of all of those possibilities, that he might actually team up with the Autobots at a certain point. I think if he's going to be around so long, if they're introducing bigger villains, it's just kind of inevitable. Plus, it would be a lot different than what we've seen in the past, where he basically teams up with the bigger bads, or in Lockdown's case, they didn't really come into conflict at all, they just kind of ignored each other. If they do go one of these routes with this character, I think it's very probable that he could survive all the way up to the 8th film. I don't think they're going to make the mistake of killing him off, then bringing him back again, because that's already happened so many times in the past. Someone's going to be like, well, that was Megatron and now he's Galvatron. I mean, they're basically the same guys. So hopefully the planning ahead will prevent him from dying unnecessarily again. But yeah, personally, I do have the feeling that they are going to keep him around till the 8th film. If not, they'll probably kill him right in Transformers 5 because they probably just want to get him out of the way. But I do think he'll survive till the 8th film. We really don't have a lot of evidence to go off of at this point, other than the fact that they did already bring him back as Galvatron. So obviously they have some interest and probably an investment in his character. Plus, you know, he's just a popular character, so it makes sense that they're going to want to market him. He's also one of those characters that, you know, I can talk to other adults who might be sort of Transformers fans, but they know Megatron and Galvatron. So, you know, I think they're going to want to keep him around for the long haul. Now that, of course, brings the question, will he survive through to the end of Transformers 8? I mean, at this point, it's all speculation. I think a major reason they might not kill him off in the end is just because of the track record with the previous films. It seems like, you know, they killed him off thinking it might be the end. You know, the first film, they weren't sure they're going to get a second one, so they killed him. Then Dark of the Moon, they thought the trilogy was over. So, you know, maybe at the end of the 8th film, they might want to keep him around just in case, you know, there's another 20 years of Bayformers coming. Other than that reason, yeah, I think it's probable that he will die by the end of the 8th film. We really don't have any plot points. I don't have any evidence to base this on. It's just all feeling. I think there's one of two ways this will go down. If he does make it that far, he should and probably would have some kind of epic final confrontation with Optimus. I mean, I think that's a given, you know, kind of right all the wrongs with their previous battles and just give us a really cool Optimus versus Galvatron. Or maybe another heap of trash versus heap of traps, but hopefully they would have fixed it by then. Or I think it could end with Galvatron having already converted to kind of helping the Autobots and making some kind of heroic sacrifice, since that is an end of Galvatron that we did also see in one of the cartoon series. I won't mention which one for case of spoilers, though, you know, those who've seen it will know which one. Either way, those are the two endings we've seen with most of the cartoons, and I won't say all of the cartoons, you know, just not to spoil it for everyone, but Galvatron does have a track record of dying in Transformers, so, you know, I think he probably will, but I think it's going to be till the 8th film. But those are just my thoughts on it. If you guys have your own thoughts, then you can drop them off in the comment section below, of course, along with any topic suggestions you have for future videos such as this one. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, you can check out my channel. I have a lot of videos like this discussing Transformers 5 or Transformers film-related topics, along with some other ones like on Robots in Disguise, the Combiner Wars toy line, lots of cool stuff like that, and you can check out my playlist page if you want a more organized view. Aside from that, you can also check out my Twitter page for more regular updates on Transformers and Bionicle buys. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Stay tuned for more Transformers commentary videos. Thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.